In this file, let's draw another simple house, but we'll add a bit more detail and accuracy to this one. So press R for the rectangle tool. Let's start at the origin. Click once and move your mouse up and to the right. Then type 30 feet, comma, 15 feet. And remember the feet is that foot mark, and hit the return key. Then orbit, so press down on your center mouse wheel and orbit diagonally up and to the left so that you get that 45-degree angled view. Roll your mouse wheel forward to zoom in. Press P for the push-pull tool and click. Move your mouse up and then move your hands over to the keyboard and type 10 and the foot mark for feet and hit the return key. So you've got a simple 30-foot by 15-foot by 10-foot box. Now for the roof, we're going to specify a slope using a new tool that we haven't tried yet called the protractor tool. So the protractor tool is over on the large tool set just beneath something that looks like a tape measure. Go ahead and click on that protractor tool. It infers whichever face you're hovering over, so go ahead and hover over this top corner endpoint. But we want this to infer the green direction, so notice if you subtly move, the red direction is what we want it to infer. So notice that if you subtly move your cursor around, it'll flip-flop around. We want it to infer this red direction. Once it's flipped in the red and it's on that corner endpoint, click once. Now this is a 3-click tool, so you've clicked once. The second click is anywhere along this top edge, so go ahead and click again, anywhere on the edge for click number 2. That's setting the 0 degrees of the rotation of this guideline. So we're setting up a guideline for the slope of our roof. So the third click will be for how angled we want this guideline to be. Now if you look down in the measurements box down in the bottom right corner of your screen, you'll see a number for the degrees. You could type in the angle if you knew the angle, or if you're familiar with slope notation, you can type it in that format as well. So we'll try that. Go over to your keyboard and type the number 8, and then a colon, and then the number 12, and then hit the return key on your keyboard, and you'll have a slope for your guideline right at that particular slope notation. Okay, that's all we need now to draw in our simple roof. Press L for the line tool. Now hover over this top edge till you find the midpoint, but you don't need to draw from the midpoint. You can actually now hover up in the blue direction till you hit the line, the guideline. So this now you know is a point that's directly above the midpoint. Click once at that point on the guideline and trace down to the top left corner endpoint. Now hit the escape key on your keyboard. You don't need that rubber band line. Go back to that top endpoint, click, and draw down to the right corner endpoint. Now you've drawn in the profile for that roof. Press P on your keyboard for the push-pull tool, and click to push-pull back to the back of the house, and go ahead and infer that back left corner endpoint. Click on it, and there you go. Now we've got a very particular roof slope drawn in. Now in this case, we're not going to need this guideline, so you can erase it away by pressing E for the eraser tool and clicking on it once to erase away.